We're live. Hey guys, welcome back. I don't want to be up here too long. In 15 minutes, join me on the Dimitri K Show. We're going to be talking about what are we talking about? But we're going to be on there in 15 minutes. Go over there and check it out. A lot of stuff that's going down the pipe. The Democrats are still whining and complaining that there's nothing they can do. They're basically rolling over, saying that it's over, we're done. And you only do that when you don't sell out, you buy in. And today, Donald Trump also put out his proposal for reinventing government and what they're going to do. And the Democrats are just rolling along with it. And of course, they're saying there's nothing we could do. This is the party. This is the party of the people. This is the worker man's party. I've never in my life have seen working class people get their ass whipped by rich, snot-nosed, money-grubbing rich people. But here we are. Never thought I'd see the day. Don't want to be on here too long, but I do want to tell you guys, if you get a chance, go to my Facebook page. I was talking about the Homestead Act because they had this white supremacist Hispanic guy, and it was a Hispanic guy who identifies as white. And he was saying that, whites came here with nothing and built up just like all his people did and all this other stuff. And they didn't get handouts and they just pulled themselves up by the bootstraps and so on and so forth. Even though he still acknowledged the fact that these white people who did all this stuff for themselves had slaves. So if you go to my Facebook page, I brought up the point of the Homestead Act. And those of us that went to high school or grade school, we remember the Homestead Act was in the history books that they taught us, right? So your average logical thinker, hey, thank you for the cup of coffee. Thank you so much. I wanted to thank you. I was hoping you'll be on here today. Really appreciated it. Got me not only did I get a coffee, I got a coffee and a croissant. So my Valentine's Day was magnifico, okay? So thank you so much about that. But yeah, but this a white adjacent Hispanic is talking all this yin yang, and he didn't even know what he's talking about. We all know about the Homestead Act, right? What was the Homestead Act? Go to my Facebook page. I roasted the whole dude over there. But anyway, we know the Homestead Act was an act of 1862 signed by Abraham Lincoln to encourage migration to the West. Now think about this. They're telling you, go over here, and if you go over there and get land and you farm it for 5 years and cultivate it and stuff, in 5 years you can have it. You got to, there's like all these requirements to it. There wasn't a lot, like 5 requirements to it. Be it you're a citizen or not a citizen, doesn't matter. All the Europeans were coming in and stuff like this. Think about this. That was native land. That wasn't even the United States land, but they're telling you to go over there and settle the land. Same thing happened in Texas, right? Texas was Mexico, right? And all the Americans started flooding into Texas. Then Texas fights, we're Americans and we're going to fight, and then they became a republic, right? And they broke away from Mexico, even though they were still technically Mexico. They declared themselves a republic, and they used the aspects of those are American citizens. We got to go over there and kick a little ass because those are American citizens. What did Hitler do during World War II? Wherever there was a large group of German-speaking people, he declared that if you don't give me, and let these people join the Greater Reich of Germany, we're going to go in there anyway, under the pretense those are our people. And that's what they did to take over these lands and stuff. It was a little crazy stuff. So that was the Homestead Act of 1862. But there was a second Homestead Act, and that was the Homestead Act of 1866. They don't talk about this one. They don't talk about the one of 1866. So I want to share that with you guys real quick. So give me a second here. If I can get this going. Okay. The Southern Homestead Act of 1866 was a law that offered land to white and black farmers in the South after the Civil War. The act was part of the Reconstruction era when the government was trying to address the effects of slavery. How it worked. The act opened 46 million acres of land in Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Louisiana, and Mississippi. It granted priority access to African Americans until January 1st, 1867. It offered 80 acres of land for a small fee and 160 acres in 1868. Challenges for the African Americans. African Americans faced many obstacles to taking advantage of the opportunity, including lack of agricultural resources, poor quality of the land, persecution by the whites, still experiencing that today, extreme poverty, we're still experiencing that today, lack of resources to invest in farms, we're still experiencing that today. The outcome, the act was repealed in 1876 after mostly benefiting white recipients. Significance, the Homestead Act and similar legislation encouraged farming of more land during the war years and for decades to come. Okay. What is my point about that? Once again, think about this. You set up a situation where Black people being 3 years removed from slavery was to take advantage of this system that was set up. If they paid a fee, how are you going to do that? You're coming out of slavery. You're probably not educated. And like the thing just said, a lot of Black people were swindled out of their stuff, and we're still being swindled out of all these lands. For those of us that were able to get land in the South, the descendants are losing it, not paying the property tax and all this other stuff. I mean, it's insanity, right? But you had a Freedmen's Bureau that was specifically set up by the radical Republicans after the Civil War to help freedmen get an advantage and a leg up. But what I talked about on my Facebook page was not only were they supposed to set up the land, the Europeans that came here and stuff from overseas, not everybody was a farmer. So what did the government do? They gave them the tools, the resources, and they set up schools for them so that they learned how to take care of the land and till it and farm it. That's why you have schools like, and I don't know if this is what the schools are, but you have these like technical schools like A&T, Texas A&T, and all these schools that were set up that were basically agricultural schools. That's where those schools come from, to teach these Europeans who are fleeing whatever to be successful in what they were doing. But when it came to the Black person who could have applied to the Homestead Act of 1862 or 1868, none of that was set up. We were set up to fail. So again, when I talk to reparations about people, or some white adjacent person tells me that the white person just pulled themselves up by the bootstrap, that's bullshit, total bullshit. And I can quote these two acts to show that they were given every opportunity to be successful, And the sad thing is, those of us in the South that benefited from 1868, it's a damn shame that our descendants are just losing all of that farmland to all these other people because they were not taught financial literacy by the elders, and passing it down, only to let this one completely sell it or get rid of it, however it's going to be. So a little knowledge there for you guys that if you guys ever get into a situation like that where you have to, pull a rabbit out your hat and you want to, tack somebody to the wall, use the Homestead Act. They were given every opportunity to be successful. That is why it's so important, 40 acres and a mule, which was repealed. Isn't that funny? Everything that was for us, it had a limited shelf life, and then they took it away completely and never revisited it. This is why reparations is now our only recourse, because a lot of us aren't farmers. We're not descendant of farmers anymore, sharecroppers, and we don't even do that. So the Homestead Act is the thing. But think about it, 40 acres and a mule. That is less than what these acts were given to people for free on Indian land for free. We couldn't even get 40 acres in a mule. And you got to think about it. The whole point of these acts back in those days was they knew that if you set people up with acreage, land usage, a mule, a school, whatever, you want to give them all the tools they need to be successful so they don't have to depend on the government. That was the whole point of it. But thus, the white man made sure that they were taken care of and they were successful and they don't have to depend on the government and they own all the wealth. It's amazing. It's amazing how they do us. No Vaseline, just straight in, not even the courtesy of a reach around or a feel up. Sorry, ladies, if that's kind of straight to the point there, but you guys get what I'm talking about, right? We can't even get moist, you know? Hey, King Nora says, Donovan, how did you get so smart, so young? I've learned so much from you about a lot of things. MLK and Malcolm X, Elijah Baker, Fannie Lou Hamer ain't got nothing on you. You're right, there with them. Oh, well, thank you so much. What it is since all these girls out here rejected me because I was a small, skinny little guy, and you know how that is. I sat in my room on Saturdays if I wasn't doing my book reports, and I read encyclopedias. I just read encyclopedias, not knowing that one day I was going to grow up into this halfway decent looking guy that joined the Air Force and looking good and, marching tough. And I'm in aeronautics. And the next thing you know, I got that, your average logical thinker, you know what I'm talking about. I got that flight suit and I got my wings, and the rest of it, they say, is history. But hey, join me on the Demetra K Show. I'm heading there right now. You guys join us over there. We're going to have a great conversation. But this is the tenet. This is why these people were set up to do this. And we were set up for failure. So thus, cut the damn check. Cut the damn check. Yeah, my big head. Yeah, I grew into that. But I'm really a humble person. You're a logical thinker. I am really a very humble person because, well, what it is, have you guys noticed I surround myself with nothing but females? Sunlight, even though I talk about females, I surround myself with nothing but females because I love women. I love women. I love being around them. I love the way you guys smell. I love the way you guys look. I get a little knowledge, they try to help me help myself, without, self-inflicting wounds and stuff. But I love women. So I really do. I just get disappointed for the mere fact that men aren't doing what they're supposed to do. In a patriarchy, at the end of the day, anything that's going wrong in this society, at the end of the day, the man has to take the responsibility. So, but anyway, join us at the Demetra K Show. No, you're an avological thinker. You cannot be a pilot and not be confident. And when a black man is confident, it's considered arrogance. When a white man is arrogant, he's considered confident. Learned that in flight school. That's a fact. So no, but you know why that is. And then, if you're in aeronautics, you are taught to be that way because when you have to fly an airplane, you can't go flying an airplane and you got doubt. Would you want to get on a plane with a pilot that's like, oh man, there's weather out there. I don't know. No, you want a guy like, oh yeah, weather, no problem. I got this. No big deal. It's just something that's part of the curriculum. You know that. Join me on Demetra K. I'm going to put her in her place because I think what are we talking about? God, join us over there. All right, you guys. I'll see you mañana real quick. Talk to you guys when you guys get over there. See you later.